I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's a winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's good, it's Shellitronnn here, but you can call me Shells, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And today, I want to ask a very important question, a question that I think is on the minds of just about every single Panthers fans, and maybe even fans of other teams, after seeing what these rookies in the NFL have been doing up through these first 5 games of the regular season. Who is the favorite right now for Rookie of the Year? Now, just 5 days ago, ESPN.com tried answering this question. On October 2nd, they released an article ranking the top 10 rookies so far going through the first 4 weeks of the season. And number 1 on that list was Josh Jacobs, the running back for the Raiders. Number 2 was Brian Burns. Number 3 was Terry McLaurin. Number 4 was Hollywood Brown. Now, Hollywood Brown had a really good first couple games of the season, but ever since then, he's kind of tailed off, so I'm not going to focus on him so much. I want to focus on Josh Jacobs, Brian Burns, and Terry McLaurin. Now, I'll work backwards here. Terry McLaurin has been actually very impressive for being a guy who plays on the Redskins, and that's going to be how I kind of scope out and try to contextualize most of what I say here. Because look, playing 4 games, having 19 receptions on 31 targets, 308 yards, and 3 touchdowns would be pretty impressive for any rookie. But you have to understand, this man is playing for the Redskins. He has Colt McCoy throwing him the football. So when you consider that, yeah, week 1 he played against the Eagles secondary, and the Eagles secondary is, the nicest way I could put it, garbage. But 5 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown. Look, I don't care who you're going up against. When you have the Redskins offensive scheme, and this is the Redskins team in general, and you perform to any sort of respectable level, I have to give you your props. And he scored a touchdown in each of the first 3 games he played in. He didn't play week 4, and then this past week, week 5, the Redskins played against the Patriots, the number 1 defense in the entire league. So I can't really take too much away from him in that perspective. But, you know, the stats that Terry McLaurin's put up so far in these first 5 weeks and only playing 4 games, I have to respect, but I don't believe he can really even touch Josh Jacobs and Brian Burns. Now, Brian Burns and Josh Jacobs are a hard match right here because, like I said, ESPN ranked Josh Jacobs above Brian Burns. So what are Josh Jacobs' numbers right here? Josh Jacobs, through 5 games, has 88 rush attempts, 430 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's very impressive. And what's even crazier is when these rankings came out, it was through the first 4 weeks, and Josh Jacobs only had 2 touchdowns through the first 4 weeks of the season, right? So he was doing pretty good even before this last week. But just yesterday in the game against the Bears defense, which hasn't been as great as we thought it was going to be, but it's still been pretty good. It's still decently high ranked. This man, Josh Jacobs, had 26 carries, 123 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You have to respect that. But Brian Burns, one of the most explosive, obviously, rookies coming out of this draft this past year, has had a really great year as well. On this year, he started 4 games, played in 5. He has a fumble forced, a fumble that was recovered, and returned for a touchdown. He has 3.5 sacks. He has 14 combined tackles and 9 hits on the quarterback. And he also has a partially blocked punt. Now, I'm not sure if he's actually credited with the blocked punt because it was only partial, but he did get his hand on the punt, and it wasn't like just a tip or whatever. It greatly affected the trajectory of that punt. So if it was me, I give him credit for it, but I'm not sure if he was actually officially credited for a blocked punt. But no matter how you split it, Brian Burns has been putting in a great amount of work, and the numbers speak for themselves. But what's even crazier is Brian Burns has put in these numbers and has had this kind of big impact on the Panthers defense, which is obviously in the top 10. Before the game against the Jags, the defense was ranked number 4 overall. It has since fallen to number 8 because, look, Gardner Minshew did throw. He put up some numbers passing. But this man, Brian Burns, is only playing 61% of the defensive snaps, which puts him at 81st overall amongst all linebackers in the league. So the 81st most used linebacker in the league is putting up these numbers as a rookie. You have to respect that. And right now, Brian Burns is easily in the lead for rookies on the defensive side of the ball. In stats and impact on the team, you have to go to the number 5 guy on the list, Darnell Savage, who I might even put above Hollywood Brown by this point because he's probably been a little bit better than Hollywood overall throughout the whole season. And while Darnell Savage's numbers are really good, 18 combined tackles, he has a pick, he has a forced fumble, he has 3 passes defended, and a hit on the quarterback, I have to say Brian Burns has had a bigger impact on his team than Darnell Savage so far this year. That's my thoughts on it. What are your thoughts? Do you have any more stats for me? Any more context for me? Who do you think is the defensive rookie of the year so far? Who do you think's in second? Will Brian Burns keep up this pace of production throughout the whole entire season? And do you think he will win it? Remember, just last year we saw Dante Jackson have a really good first 4 games. He had 3 picks through those games, but then his production kind of tailed off near the later half of the season. Will that happen to Brian Burns as well? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.